I'm gonna be talking about crying. Why is it so hard for some people to just like cry in front of someone else? I know that because it's really hard for me. I'm not a crier. Even when I'm by myself, sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta cry. Because, like, you gotta cry. Like, kind of right now, I wanna cry because I was talking about sad stuff and and like I won't cry. I'm not even close to crying right now, but I feel like crying, but I won't cry because it's not an easy thing for me to do, you know? And because maybe I don't like to be vulnerable in front of people, but like even when I'm by myself, that's so messed up and that's so annoying. I remember that I was so sad and I really I was really sad because I was, um, it was like New Year's, and that's like, anyways. So I was like sad, and I was trying to cry. I was trying to make myself cry for days. That was insane. I couldn't. I couldn't. And I remember that it's funny because now I'm kind of feeling like crying, but I won't. I'll hold it because like I'm not crying during a podcast, and I still got some minutes to go. So it's funny because I don't know how is that possible because sometimes it's so hard for people to cry, and then we sometimes we will ignite it. Um, it's like you press a button and you use and that and by pressing the button I mean as like talking about something specifically that will make you cry, and it's not like that to me, so it depends on what I'm saying or to whom, or what's going on. So it's like for me it's so weird that I don't really cry. I don't cry easily at all, at all. But some stuff, when it's like too recent, or when it's like too heavy, that's easier for me to cry because it's like I'm human. And honestly, it was never easy for me. But doing therapy and allowing myself to feel stuff, that's been helping a lot. So um I've kind of learned that hey, you're human. You don't have to be strong 24/7. Like, and honestly, crying is also being strong because you're allowing yourself to feel the pain. You're allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, and that's so hard sometimes. That's so hard for me, and and but it's so necessary because it's so freeing, and it makes you feel good after it. Because when it's over, you're like, oh yeah, like I feel like the weight on my shoulder was just like now it's gone. So I think that's really important. But it's funny because sometimes when we have a special connection to someone, like I do, um, you like for example, when I was really trying to cry, when I was saying earlier now um, on this podcast, um, I I remember that I was trying to cry for days because I really needed it. I really needed it. I was really sad. That was like super necessary, but I couldn't, and I couldn't. And then I I was with this someone special, and and I remember that I could cry with him, and it was like, oh wow, how's that possible? I was trying to cry for days, and then like with you, I feel like I'm safe, and I feel like I can cry. And that's so beautiful because it's like, wow, I don't know. I think I think crying Oh, I think crying is something so important, but it's so hard sometimes to allow ourselves to do it. And right now, I think I will allow myself to do it. So that's why I'll finish this podcast, this beautiful podcast about crying, which I don't know. That's it for today. So let's just cry, guys. If we feel like crying, I guess that's the thing. Okay, that's it for today.